Welcome back to everyone's favorite improv and general topic conversation, the To Be Continued podcast. I'm your host, Troy, with my co-host, the 360 sniper, Mr. Cannon.
Yeah, what's up? You know me, always just taking a moment out of my day to come down from FaZe Clan and just see how everyone else is doing.
What game are you actually playing right now?
Right now I'm actually 40 hours deep into New World, cutting logs, hemp, scanning animals. It's very refreshing, honestly.
You know, I actually don't know what New World is. Can you explain that to me?
Yeah, I can definitely explain it to you. So, New World from Amazon, game that's been highly look forward to. Not bad, definitely kind of one pay only, kind of not subscription based MMO. You can kind of do everything in it. A lot of fun, something to play with your friends, get some harsh traveling economies, but other than that, nice little system, settlements, all that. Anything you'd get from any normal MMO, really.
You know, honestly, this kind of sounds like Red Dead Redemption, but like an MMO version of it.
Yeah, very much like a Red Dead Redemption, like online, something from there.
Did they actually do that? I could have swore that was a thing already.
Yeah, Red Dead Redemption Online is a thing. It's kind of fun.
Nice, nice. So in case anyone hasn't listened to the To Be Continued podcast before, we're just a general conversation, two guys just chilling out, talking about different things. But we also have our improv prompts. If you want to sign up for our Patreon, you can watch this live and give us your own improv prompts, and we'll talk about different topics for you. And our first prompt of today is going to be a location. We're going to talk about a meat freezer. Now, okay, so this might be a little bit awkward because I haven't talked about this sort of thing, but the first thing that came to mind was Bird Box when they were in the grocery store and the guy's like in the freezer trying to like get them to come in to like die. And he's like, oh, help me out. And I'm just like, yeah, no, that's clearly a trap. But I hate horror movies. I just want to bring that out there. And that's about the closest I'm going to get to that topic.
Well, hey, same here. I'm not a big fan of horror films. I'll dabble in them for Halloween to give myself a scare, or there's someone else there with me. And personally, I haven't seen Bird Box. I've heard so much about it, and I've watched a few videos on reviews about it since I didn't care to see it anymore. But I do specifically remember that scene being talked about, the insanity of people not being affected by the monsters and then using them to try to get sane people to see the monsters who, they kill themselves?
Yeah, so the premise of the movie is that when you see the creatures or whatever, they don't really explain what it is. It makes you like go insane and like kill yourself in whatever way possible at the time. But there are some people revealed later on that are like resistant to it and actually can see these things, and they draw them out into like being weird like Shinigami, like Grim Reaper things. And they have full ability of their functions. They're just insane, so they try and get other people to see them, and that causes them to die. They don't really fully explain the movie, and the whole thing is about Sandra Bullock just trying to take care of some kids. It's not really about the aliens.
Yeah, I heard that Sandra Bullock was very, very good. I heard that her monster was like a big baby thing or something.
Wait, what? Where does this theory come from? Because I watched the movie entirely. Like, I know I don't watch scary movies, but Bird Box was doable.
It was like a concept art of what her monster was going to be. It was like this weird kind of large baby thing, which honestly is much more hilarious than it is frightening. But I'm pretty sure that's where it came from because a lot of people were talking about it. But I mean, other than that, I've heard that the movie was very good and very much like A Quiet Place, but with a different sense.
Dude, speaking of A Quiet Place, I really want to see number 2 because I actually was able to go into the theater and watch number 1, and it was terrifying because, like I said, I don't like scary things, but yeah. It was terrifying up until the first 20 or 30 minutes. I was like, this actually isn't too bad. It's more of a thriller, not really of a horror. And I want to say I thoroughly enjoyed the film. I'd probably watch the first one again since I've already seen it. It's a lot less anxiety and stuff. And I do want to see the second one, but I think it's going to be a minute before I sit down and feel good enough to do that.
Hey, Quiet Place Part 2. It's really good. And hey, that's all I'm going to say about it. It's very good. When you're ready to see it, we'll watch it.
It's more of a prequel, right?
Sort of. No, it's more of a sequel. There are prequel-based moments and kind of like flashback sort of thing. So you get some setup from what happened before everything, and then you get some setup to what's happening after the events of the first one.
Now, I do want to actually explore those monsters because I thought that concept was very interesting, the sound-based monsters. I mean, you see this kind of thing in games, you see it in D&D and stuff, but the way they did it was actually kind of more like a Pokemon, I want to say. Because, like, it was designed, in my opinion, more of like just an awful Pokemon. I mean, do you agree?
So you're thinking it looks more like a Temtem?
Okay, combine that with a Zergling.
Okay, I could see like a weird like Zergling Pokemon Temtem based creature that's just terrifying to look at. It's very Demigorgon-ish to me.
You know, I could see that. A Demigorgon, Zergling, Pokemon mixture thing.
Yeah.
If you've seen the artist renditions of the like real looking Pokemon, I picture that's what it would actually look like.
Those are terrifying to look at.
They are terrifying, but that's what Pokemon will look like. I mean, obviously in a cartoon for kids, they're rounded out, they're smooth, but like real life creatures have texture to them.
Yeah, that is true, and that's why I don't look at realistic versions of cartoon things, because they're gonna give me nightmares.
I will say that some of the ghost ones that they do the realistic rendition of, those are actually pretty terrifying, especially the backstories behind some of these Pokemon. I mean, people have died and become Pokemon. The Pokemon have eaten people, like they trap people in the forest. It's crazy.
Yeah, Pokemons are just, monsters that people like to tame and breed.
Actually, speaking of Pokemon, how's your Nuzlocke run going? Can you actually explain what a Nuzlocke is before you jump into that?
Yeah, well, for anyone who doesn't know what a Nuzlocke run is, it's essentially Pokemon with rules. Rules typically spanning from, if your Pokemon faints, they're considered deceased. So you put them in a box and never use them again. Trying to keep things on levels. It's just to make Pokemon a lot more difficult, so it's it's a children's game. It's easy to get through. You're gonna have fun real quick and you're gonna move on. This makes it a lot more challenging, and I've enjoyed it quite a lot. And you can add a bit of randomization to it, random Pokemon, random evolution stats, all of that stuff. But it's going B team is now A team. I'll tell you that much. A team is gone.
Wait a second. Last time we spoke, you said B team was wiped out.
Yeah, B team was wiped out. A team got put back in. I made a new B team. A team's gone. B team's in. B team's the new A team.
So you lost both B team and A team. So really, what you have is C team.
Yeah, I have C team, but C team is now A team, and C team's they're not that bad.
Okay, so wait, what happened to your starter? Is that one gone too?
No, I will always keep the starter. Luckily,
because your A team was like level 50, wasn't it? It's like they almost were there.
Yeah, they were, for the most part, they were mostly there. The only survivors from A team are my starter Zabuza and the new addition that I was working on to put on A team, Evelyn. They're the only two survivors. Everything else died in the Kahuna battle.
Is that like the totem battles?
So the totem battles are like their own trials sort of thing. The Kahuna battle is like after the totem battle. When you want to complete the island, you fight the big Kahuna of the island. Oh,
so it's like the gym leader.
Yeah, they're kind of like the big gym leader of the island.
Got it. Cool. So what happened? I mean, clearly A team's gone, so they must have one-hit a couple of them.
We did not have the type advantages I wish we had going into the battle, since the fight was randomized, and that's a Pokemon game I've never played. I was not prepared for the events that occurred, and my defenses, because my stats are random, are terrible.
I mean, you were telling me that they were basically glass cannons.
They are basically glass cannons. It was a Pokemon slaughterhouse, I'll tell you that much.
Well, I mean, they're actually deceased in the game, so that does make sense.
Yeah, put them in the meat locker.
So how'd you get past the battle? Did you just have like the one or two left, and you just like hyper potion every time?
I had two Pokemon that were actually useful, the two survivors, and it was just sacrificing Pokemon so that I could heal them in the background so that I wouldn't wipe the entire game, because, if all your Pokemon die and you black out, the game is wiped. You have to start over from the beginning.
You're actually pretty far in this game. I want to say last time you were telling me you were like 20, 30, maybe even hitting 40 hours into this game. I mean, I would never play this because I have a family. I don't have enough time to play video games like that, but I imagine that's gotta feel devastating, dude.
Yeah, when you get deep in there, you make those bonds, and just have to put them in that box forever, knowing you can't roll out there with them. You can't hit the tall grass with them anymore. They're not gonna learn any more moves when they're right there to leveling up, evolution, and just they're gone. It definitely hurts, especially because you name every Pokemon you had to get a closer connection to them. And
Are you actually named them all?
I've named all of them.
I think I've only ever named my starter. I was just like, this guy gets a name, everyone else is just chop liver.
Everyone else is just whatever. No, you name every single Pokemon because you're supposed to get a closer bond with each of them.
Wait, this is a rule of the Nuzlocke?
This is a rule you can have in the Nuzlocke.
Dude, that's messed up. They're like, yeah, you have to bond with these guys.
Yeah, you've got to have a name for each one.
What'd you name them? Like Mario? Luigi?
Nah. So
like, this is Princess Peach over here.
Yeah, I named them just all off of Nintendo characters. That's my entire thing. No, of course not. I named them based off their type or what they look like.
Oh, so like...
So Zabuza is a water type.
Oh, it's Zabuza. Oh, I see. You're pulling like references.
Yeah, just random references. Evelyn is like a dark type Evelyn from League of Legends.
Oh, dude, that didn't even hit me.
Yeah.
Like, I know Evelyn, obviously, because I played the game too, but I when you said Evelyn, I was just like, Evelyn, that's just a name.
Well, I've named them all based off varying things of media and stuff that I've enjoyed.
I could have honestly assumed that was a Pokemon name nowadays. You could have been like, yo, Bob the Builder over there, that's a Pokemon. I'd be like, that sounds about right. Yeah. I mean, some of them are really stupid. Like, I get the original names, Arbok being like snake or whatever, Cobra backwards. But like, some of these names are literally like actually garbage. I think there's a garbage Pokemon called something very similar to just garbage. Let me look it up really quick.
Yeah, I know some of the Pokemon do have just terrible names. I know like Sandygas was like a ghost sandcastle.
Yeah, so the garbage Pokemon's name is called Trubbish, as in rubbish with a T in the front. Yeah, so literally they're calling it garbage themselves.
I mean, they're looking for names. If you're out there, Game Shark, you want a couple of Pokemon names, just head us up on the podcast. We'll definitely shoot you a couple of names, slip us some of that, PayPal money real quick. We got you. I can come up with a bunch of garbage names. I can do better than Trubbish at least.
Yeah, I mean, you can call it Trash Baggish.
Trash Baggish. Maybe not that.
Call it food waste disposal.
Yeah, we definitely got it done. No, definitely not.
Call it your dear Aunt Betty, the one that you don't like.
Yeah, that's just one writing. That's the entire name. First evolution.
Yeah. You know what? Take the first letter. What are those called? Like anagrams?
Yeah.
My dear Aunt Sally, whatever. You just do that for trash. And it actually stands for people you actually know.
Yeah, that could work out. Hope they don't find out about it, though.
It would be in the Pokemon lore. Yeah, it's only for the real fans. You go into lore, it's like the designer of this Pokemon actually hates these people, and that's why it's named that way.
Yeah, that way almost no one can ever find out about it. Like, who cares about Pokemon lore? Who's deep diving into every single Pokemon?
Well, here's the thing. There's whole channels, I swear, dedicated to this sort of thing, because some people decide to read some of them, and they're just so messed up. They're like, I gotta tell the world about this.
Yeah, they gotta know.
All right, so I think this is a good time to take our sponsor break. This podcast is brought to you by Petit Regal Bakery, a local Indiana bakery specializing in macarons. If you're in the downtown area, it's going to be at the Growing Places Farmers Market, the Indy Winter Market, now at the Amphitheater 16. Please stop by every Saturday morning from 9 to 12 a.m. And we're back with a new improv topic. We're going to go with relationships.
There is something that I actually wanted to touch on real quick before we move on to relationships, about the Bird Box situation, which was just, I heard that movie is not a linear story, and that it's one that jumps obviously to the future as well as going back to the actual storyline, and that it ruins the film because you know how it ends, because you start with a bunch of people in the house, but then you only get Sandra Bullock and 2 kids in the future, so you know everyone else kind of dies.
I mean, that's fair, but you don't know that they die. They could just leave. I mean, I believe at one point in the story, they do just leave, don't they?
I have no idea. I didn't watch the film.
Oh, okay. So I'm pretty sure I remember there was a car that they used at one point, and then somebody stole the car. Yeah, you don't actually find out what happens to these people. They could have died. I could be remembering it wrong. This came out several years ago.
It's not important anymore.
Oh, I mean,
they're out.
It's important.
What
if I want to talk about this?
I was like, it's just those people are gone. They're not important to the story anymore. It's all about Sandra Bullock and these 2 children whom she named after the people.
Can we just talk about real quick how every Sandra Bullock movie is just about Sandra Bullock?
Well, yeah, it's Sandra Bullock. Who else is it going to be about?
I mean, there's movies with stars in them that they just die or they move on or they're not part of the story. They're just there. But if Sandra Bullock's in a movie, it's only about Sandra Bullock. Like, she has to go through, like, the worst shit.
That's just Sandra Bullock, baby. She's got that kind of star power.
I never saw Gravity. Did you see Gravity?
I didn't see Gravity.
I was told it was basically just her floundering about the whole movie.
Oh, it's kind of like Blindside.
I didn't see that one either.
Oh. Well, we saw Bird Box, and that's basically the same thing.
It's almost like you blindsided me and I blindsided you.
All right. No more relationships. Get out of here.
So our improv relationship topic came up as woodsman / camper. And I have to tell you, the only memories I have of camping are here in Indiana, and it sucks. It's great at times. You go out, you have a little bit of fun, but then you wake up in the morning and you're always cold and you're like, I don't like this part. Can we just sleep in the car or get an RV or something?
Yeah, I want the afternoon to the late evening portion of it. That's all nice, and then right after that, I'm good.
Yeah, I mean, let's go in the woods, guys. Let's throw a couple stones in a lake. Let's eat some meat off a grill that's been slow roasting on a fire. Whatever, do some s'mores, hit some fireworks. I don't know, hit up a trail. Pretend that you know some plants. Whatever you gotta do. But then let's just go home at the end of it, right?
Yeah, after I'm done with that, I'm good. We'll go back, we'll go to my cabin, go to sleep, come back out, do it again the next day.
I will say, having a nice cabin in the middle of the woods, amazing feeling.
I don't know how I feel about Cabin in the Woods.
I never saw that movie either.
Yeah.
I know the premise for Cabin in the Woods, but...
Every Cabin in the Woods ends in either some evil dead coming up and everyone dying, and I'm not Ash, so I'm not going to save anyone.
You know, that does bring up a good point. Why do people build cabins in the woods in these movies? No. Clearly, it's not safe.
No, clearly it's not. It's a cabin in the woods. It's not going to be safe. It's not designed to be safe. It's designed to be tranquil, so you can die in peace.
So you're saying these are like grave funeral cabins?
Yeah, it's essentially a retirement home in the woods. You're just kind of there to let go of life.
Have you ever seen The Great North?
I don't think I have.
The Great North is a new TV show. It's on Hulu, and it's basically just this family lives in the middle of Alaska in their cabin, and the family is just like antics, you know, Family Guy style, Simpson style, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I think I would hate it to be anywhere cold when it's already cold in the regular months in a cabin. How do people live out there? Because even they had an episode where the original founders ate other founders just to survive in Alaska. What makes you go up there and actually want to live in the middle of nowhere?
Hey, sometimes you're having a bad day, right? Society's got you down. People are, people, so they're either complete assholes or they, well, that's kind of it. You're just complete assholes. So you kind of just want to get away from a bit, and the woods in the cabin isn't enough. You need to go further because there's too much nature. You want to see just white plains of nothing in the freezing cold for no reason. You go to the cold areas. You go up there to Alaska. Hell, you might even go down to Antarctica. If that's really what you want, I wouldn't recommend it, but if you could, you can.
Can we talk about the one time that we actually went and stayed in a cabin and what that experience was like for us? Because I remember that experience for probably forever. I'm never going to forget this. This was not okay for me.
Yeah, it definitely wasn't okay on your end. I was fine because I don't sleep in beds that aren't my own.
All right, so here's what happened, guys. I was going through a rough time, and we were like, you know what? We're going to go stay in the cabin. We're going to go fishing. We're going to go out in the middle of nowhere and just, like, relax for a day or two. Mm-hmm. And that was just going to be, like, a little trip that we're doing. So I let Mr. Cannon rent out the cabin. And we got up there. We set up the cabin. We went and got our fishing boat. We bought some fishing equipment. We didn't catch anything. We had a good time. We went out and did things while we were up there. This is in Big Bear, California. And we get back to the cabin. We knock out. Next day we pack up. We do some more stuff. We head back to town. Well, this cabin that, again, Mr. Cannon chose was infested with bed bugs. I can't speak. So when we got back, I'm just like, what is going on here? I just had bites and bites. And I discovered that my apartment now, my side of the apartment now is infested with bed bugs. He didn't get anything on his side of the apartment. We had 7 rooms and everything on opposite side. And I couldn't sleep for weeks. If we got this place cleaned up multiple times, I still had bites. I moved my bed away from the wall. I would just panic over these bed bugs. It's not a fun experience. If you rent a cabin in the woods, make sure that you double check it before you get into those beds.
Yeah, definitely. Let's also reiterate the fact that I couldn't have known beforehand that there were bed bugs in the cabin. It wasn't specified in the cabin brochure. I had no idea. He makes it sound like it was my fault that there were bed bugs there. I didn't plant the bed bugs there. That would be a dumb prank.
How do we know that you didn't plant them there?
Well, I guess we won't truly know. We'd have to go back to Bear and pull up the files or something.
Somehow
see if they
you knew not to sleep in the bed.
I never sleep in beds. Ask anyone you know. I don't sleep in other people's beds. I sleep in chairs. Wooden chairs. It's very uncomfortable, but that's just the way I work.
Alright. Let's move on to another improv topic, because otherwise,
I mean,
we're just going to talk about bed bugs for another time.
I was going to talk about the camping trip.
I'm sure, let's do it.
Yeah, do you remember the camping trip we took? The one time we all went camping?
One time we all went camping.
With your parents.
Was it in high school, probably?
Yeah, it was definitely in high school. It was right after graduation.
Right after graduation we went camping? I really don't remember this.
Do you remember the Walmart incident?
Walmart incident. Yeah, of course I remember the Walmart incident.
I
couldn't forget the Walmart incident.
We went camping right afterwards.
That was right after that?
Yeah, it was right before.
Wow, I'm sorry, bro. I don't. There's so many memories. You know, I've been told that you tend to forget things as you get older.
Hey, you're definitely forgetting things. I definitely can't remember. Well, I definitely can't forget because, it's always in my head. Because that Walmart is actually, I want to say...
Yeah, that's the one that's right around the corner.
It's one right around the corner, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, we're not going to get too deep into this, but let's just say that we were, in other words, detained for a little while, maybe a good solid hour or two before we could leave that Walmart.
Yeah, we're definitely young and stupid at the time making these decisions, but
it all worked out in the end.
Yeah, well, in the end, everything is fine.
And I want to say, if they just asked us to take care of it the right way, we probably would have been out there in 10 minutes.
Yeah, would have totally done it. Would have been fine, but it wasted a lot of time. That was their plan. They were just here to waste our time.
It really was. They just wanted to just scare us a bit.
Jeez.
All right. Well, our new improv topic was a word, and it came up as despair.
Yeah, I was definitely despairing the possibility of the outcome to what happened at that incident there.
But I mean, here's the deal, guys. Right? The army likes to sweep everything on the rug. So if you're in a little bit of hot water, just be like, "Yo, I'm actually signing up right now." They'll take care of everything for you.
Yeah, that's definitely not true. Don't think you can use the army to get out of anything.
They'll be like, hey, you want a pistol? Yeah.
If anything, they will throw you to the wolves. They are not helping you out when it comes to trouble. You're in trouble, get out.
I mean, we're in so much trouble as a country. They're just like, hey, you're 18? Let me give you $100,000 and some access to weapons. I don't care what you did before. As long as you don't have a felony, you can join us.
Here's a good security level so you can get into the real government stuff. Hey. You want to guide some missiles? We can let you guide some missiles.
It's just like a video game. They actually hand you an Xbox controller. Have you seen that? They actually guide those things with Xbox controllers.
I'm still amazed at the fact that guided missile operator was my original MO, but it got pushed back and it was no longer available because they forgot to mention I was allergic to shellfish, so they had to start the process all over again.
Wait, you were actually going to drive a missile?
I was going to be a guided missile operator.
And because of your paperwork, you were not allowed to do that anymore?
Because of my paperwork, they had to redo it. That job was no longer available.
And that sounds like a lot of despair.
Yeah, I was definitely in despair.
So what did you do? I remember you actually some sort of clerk or chemical officer.
Well, I went in as a wheeled vehicle mechanic and such, and after time and my injury, I ended up doing CBRN classes. So for chemical, biological, radioactive, and nuclear weaponry, those sort of agents and such, and that's what got me my sergeant status, and such. yeah, that became my primary thing, just keeping all of those in the right environments, make sure that, they don't cross and everyone die or anything. So it basically became my job was paperwork.
So that sounds real fun. That
boring.
Babysitting.
Yep, babysitting dangerous material.
Hey guys, don't touch those, please.
Don't play with those.
Bob, I know you're a good juggler, but those things don't mix together.
It's good times.
It's good times. Yeah. In my head, you're just kind of like the shop clerk in like any game that has like alchemy shops.
Yeah, basically.
It's like, hey, you want a mana potion? That's gonna be like 3 credits.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to mix these couple things together. We can definitely get you something close to it.
You want a Red Bull? I mean, mana potion? This is gonna get you real high up there. Your arm's broken off? Just head down to the nurse.
Yeah, just go down to the nurse. Just sprinkle a little Batoni on it. You'll be fine.
One long rest. Long rest fixes everything.
Not in my game.
Okay. Well, I think that's going to be all the time we got today. If you want to see the extended edition of the To Be Continued podcast, please sign up for our Patreon to get the full hour-length podcast episode. If you want to be part of our live streaming, you have to be our top-tier patrons. It's going to be about $20 a month. It's not even that much. You can easily stop drinking coffee for 2 days. Maybe just don't go out to eat. Cook yourself a little bit of rice. Eat a little bit of chicken breast. Spaghetti and meatballs are real cheap. $20 a month. Help support our podcast. Keep us going.
Hey, you heard the man. Definitely support it. The Patreon's got everything on it. The lives, the full reactions. You got R&R. You got Triple T. If you're on the Patreon, you know what those stand for. Go find out.